Hey, you want me to teach you how to hit a kick serve just like that? Don't ask me, because I'm not going to teach it to you. Why? Because if you are a club player 4-0 and below, that's who I'm talking to right now, you are not going to develop a kick serve of your dreams. You're not going to be 100% satisfied with it. There's always going to be something missing in it. I'm talking to about 95% of you. Yes, there's maybe 5% of you that have an incredible kick serve and keep hitting that kick serve. But if you're frustrated with your serve and you're looking for a serve that you can depend on, that is scary. That is a weapon. That will be the best serve at your club. Then watch this video, because I'm going to teach you a serve today that is going to be feared and revered. Everybody's going to play with you and no one's going to want to play against you. So let's get into this video. So first of all, that was a pretty mean start to the video, right? Why wouldn't I teach you a kick serve like that? Trust me, it's 100% love for my totally obsessed adult tennis players over 40. Here's my own personal story. Look at my MRI. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. So the two bad discs, L3-4, L4-5, those both cause the back pain, right? They cause your back pain to flare up, right? This one has a lot of arthritis. This one even has even more arthritis. If you look closely at this one too, let me get that out of the way. Yeah. If you look at the top of your L5 vertebra, this is L5 here, this white right here, and the bottom of L4, this white area here, these are called modic changes. That's actually swelling inside of the bone.
I barely have any disc left in L4 and L5. The kick serve takes a lot of physicality. So in order for me to demonstrate that kick serve today, I had to warm up, because if I'm already cooled down. I don't even want to do another kick serve for you guys because my body's already cooled down from talking on this video. So you need to be warmed up. You need to have a lot of physicality. You need to have a nice knee bend, an arch. You need incredible racket head speed, and you need pretty much technical mastery on your serve before you're even thinking about a kick serve, because I think it's the most difficult serve to learn. Now, if it's something that comes natural to you and you already have a great kick serve, keep hitting the kick serve. I'm not telling you not to hit a kick serve if you already feel like I've got a great kick serve. But what I find is that most club players, even the ones that when I was playing, 5-0 and above in college tennis, I only thought there was maybe less than a handful of people that I ever played against each season to where I feared their kick serve. I'm like, whoa, this thing's a monster. Most people have what I call a piñata kick serve. It just sits up there because they lack the physicality, because they lack some technique. Their ball's not really jumping out of the strike zone, and it typically always goes to the same spot. You can't really move it all around the box. So guys, if you want to master your serve and be scared at your club, feared and revered, here's the serve you need to master. It is the slice serve, because you can hit it very hard with power. Okay, that had slice on it, believe it or not, but had a lot of power. So I put like a hint of slice on it. You can make the ball move off the court. Oh, that was crazy. And you can even put it down the tee and into the body. Okay, that's into the body right there. I can serve it down to the tee. I can do whatever I want with that ball. I can make it move all over the body. Here's my favorite part about the slice serve for adults. It requires very little physicality. As you can see, I was able to move the ball over the box, and that wasn't really physically demanding for me for someone who has a double herniated disc. L4, L5 is a nightmare, okay? Barely have anything left there. Again, I'll show it up on the screen for you guys so you guys can feel sorry for me. Now, I can stand here for you guys and I can just hit great slice serves pretty much all day long, okay? I could do that all day long. Why? Because what it requires is it requires three things. It requires, number one, technical mastery with your arm especially, okay? That's what you got to have. Number two is you got to have the feel. The feel makes it real. Don't worry, I'm going to show you 3 quick drills that will basically show you each of these. And then number 3 is you need imagination, all right, with something I call the serve tornado. If you have those 3 ingredients, you're going to have the best serve at your club. No one's going to be able to keep up with this thing. You're going to move it off the court. You're going to serve it in their body, and you can even hit it up the tee. And you can change speeds on this thing like a 10-speed bike. So you can hit it slower and spinnier, and you can also bring the heat. So let's get into the technical aspect of this. You need a great arm, okay? You need great arm mechanics. Don't worry, anybody can do this. Don't think, oh, I'm not strong enough to do this. What you got to learn how to do is have a great whipping, throwing motion rather than a pushing motion. A lot of club players push their shoulder at the serve, right? So they're not able to hit the ball very hard. So what does that look like when you serve? A pushing motion most likely looks something like this, where you're kind of like pushing your shoulder at the ball. We have a lot of club players doing that. So what you want to learn how to do is throw a ball, all right? I've talked to a lot of great servers, and they all think it feels like a throw, and they all throw a ball extremely well. Let me show you Ben Shelton right now throwing a football. And then I can show you videos of Coco Gauff throwing a football. Like, I can bring up a ton of videos of pros practicing throwing a football. The first thing I want you to do is get yourself into what I call anesthesia wrist, or I also like to call it the cobra because it's like attacking. But basically break your wrist down, okay? Break your wrist down. This is going to help with the snap. The next thing you want to do is we want the shoulder, you want to feel like you've just oiled it up. You put some oil in there and it's loose. And it wants to move in a 360, right? We want this thing to move in a 360, all right? We don't want to go back, forward. That'd be like shooting a free throw. That's pushing. We want this thing moving in a 360, all right? The next thing you need to do is you want to start connecting the hip and the whip. So what I like people to do is start out by actually thinking about a pitch where you come here. Notice I'm bringing my foot out this way, then up like a pitcher, right? I'm looking at you guys right now. My elbow's down here. I'm in anesthesia wrist, and then I whip at the wall, okay? So practice doing that. If you don't do it great, don't worry. You got to start somewhere. But I'm going to help you at the end, give you like real personal help. So stick around to the end. But right here, up, hi guys, and then snap, okay? You need that so when you serve, you get that nice whipping action. That's going to be the first step in kind of your technical mastery with your upper body and your arm, right? The lower body, sure, that's important. This is where the money's made, right here. Okay, so the next thing you need is feel. So I'm going to give you one feel drill that you can do, exercise you can do to start feeling the slice. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your racket and you're going to just move your wrist nice and loose like this. Pretend like you're cutting blades of grass, but mostly with your wrist, okay? Don't think about anything else. Kind of isolate the wrist back and forth, and you're cutting the ball. See how that's going up and down? And so the cut comes forward, then you got to get your racket back here and then cut again. So it's not like you're cutting here, then cutting there. It's cut, get back, cut the ball again, right? Cut, get back. See, that's how I'm cutting the ball right there. That's how we're getting the spin on it. So what I want you to do is I want you to go 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then practice. Imagine you're doing that up at the ball. Try and put that same cut at the top, and you're going to start adding crazy slice to the ball. Right, the final thing you need, and this worked great because I have one of my favorite students, Ruth. She went over and was playing senior ITF tournaments in Europe this summer. She won a 64-person draw, 64 people in the draw. She won at Rafa's Academy, and she said that in her matches, she kept thinking, serve tornado.
When I feel the pressure, I tell myself, surf tornado.
I was thinking, surf tornado, Pete. And what that enables you to do is have a great imagination for your serve and to be aggressive and to go for it, is making that serve tornado. And so Look at that net post over there. I'm picturing the ball even going outside of that net post. That's my imagination, going outside of the net post and then back in the court. Now, in reality, I know my ball doesn't move that much. But when you have that imagination, your ball is going to slice more than normal. Plus, you're going to be able to control it to your targets. If you're just aiming straight at your target and you put spin on it, slice on it, curve on it, you're going to keep missing wide usually of your target. So watch this. So I'm thinking about the ball going out there, but it's going to go there. We'll put the camera up higher so you can see the ball. Apologize for the lights. It's kind of, it will give you a glare, but at least you'll be able to see the serve tornado. So again, guys, I'm aiming at the net post, but watch this serve tornado take shape. Look at that thing move. Let me try it again. Oh, yeah. So you're thinking, Pete, this is all great. I watch all these videos, but can you actually fix my slice serve? Then I've got your back, because what I'm going to do is I've created a brand new program to where I not only show you step-by-step drills on the court, but I'm going to be your slice doctor. So you can become a slice MD like me, and you're going to get to send me a video, and I will pick out your #1 Achilles heel holding you back from having an awesome slice serve, and then eventually taking you forward so you can dominate on the court and have the best slice serve out there that people fear and revere. People want to play with you. No one wants to play against you. All right. Plus, I'm going to give you 2 more bonuses besides getting the course and then my personal instruction to where I'm going to analyze your serve, your personal serve. I'm also going to give you 2 incredible bonuses. The next bonus I have for you is called Upgrade Your Forehand, because you want to be able to have a great forehand to back up that serve. And I was upgrading my own forehand when I was 46 years old. I went out and spent over $6,000 of my own money to give my forehand an upgrade. I stopped off at Dr. Mark Kovacs, who's now working with Novak Djokovic. He worked on my forehand. I went out to Rick Macy, who is the godfather of the ATP forehand, coached the Williams sisters, Andy Roddick, many others. I went down and paid him to upgrade my forehand. Former top 100 ATP pro, Jeff Saldenstein, I flew out to Colorado. I got him to work on my forehand. And I also took some sports psychology, mental training on my forehand with Jeff Greenwald so I could learn how to be looser. He's a leading sports psychologist, and he's one of the best players over 50 in the world. And then I also have, if you not only want to have that crazy slice, but you want to serve over 100 miles an hour, I have a 3X power serve course for you to where you can go through that. And I have, why I call it 3X is because you do these 3 exercises, these 3 progression exercises that build on each other and add MPH to each time you do the next progression drill. So you can eventually serve over 100 miles an hour. So if that sounds good to you and you want to become a Slice MD like me, take it from Dr. Slice right here. I'm going to fix your slice serve. All you got to do is go in the description to check out the program, or in the first comment below. If you're on social, if you're checking this out in email, it'll be a lot easier to find. So get on my email list. We'll see you guys on the next video.